Welcome, everybody. Are we live? Somebody in the chat, tell me if you can hear me, if we're doing all right. This is crazy. Welcome to the very, very first of my live streams, and perhaps also the last, depending on, how this is all going tonight. It's crazy. Actually, I need to, this is actually my second live stream because when I was setting it up this afternoon, I accidentally, I don't know, did something wrong with Streamlabs and I accidentally went live already this afternoon. So technically, this is my second live stream. But nevertheless, welcome everybody to this celebratory 1,000 subs, which is amazing. Celebratory 1,000 subs live stream where we will be making something for Junkworld. It actually has been a long time since I've been at the office. So I've been working from home for a very long time, and so it has already been a long time that people have watched me work, which used to happen a lot of times back in the day. So let's just jump right in and let's create a companion for Carly. I hope that everybody who's watching this is up to speed with what Junkworld is. If you're not, go look at the other devlogs after we're done streaming. We've created something, so let's do this. Oh, nice. All right, I see that everybody can hear me. I see some latency on the YouTube thing and over here, but I'll just go ahead and figure this whole thing out. So we will be making a companion for Carly, which is the main protagonist of Junkworld. And it seems like 3D platformers, it's a thing with a main character and a companion. So I figured, why not? I have some ideas for nice mechanics around it. And lore-wise, lo and behold, let me close this one down. Because, of course, what type of companion are you going to make? And lore-wise, since Junkworld is a little bit underwater, it's post-apocalyptic. Which animal would survive? That's right, ducks. I think Carly should have a duck companion. So we will be making a low-poly duck, modeling it in Blender, rigging it, animating it, and then hopefully, I don't know how long the stream will last, we'll try and get him into Unity and get him walking after Carly. I've set up a scene right here, which I hope you can see. Let me switch. Oh, it's awesome. I've set up this super simple scene already, which is basically empty. If Unity starts loading, you can walk around with my gamepad and just, let's see if by the end of the stream, we can have a duck walking behind her. I don't know if everyone wants to spam names for the duck in the chat already. I thought about naming him Nugget, but he's not a chicken. Will we be able to pet the duck? Of course we will be able to pet the duck. So I've been saving up some. Let's get into the modeling and get into the creating of this duck. I've been looking at some reference material, right, of low poly ducks, and I've come across some nice ones. This is actually more of a swan type thing. This one is, I just put together some stuff. Usually when I make something, I go and look at tons of stuff which I like, which is not necessarily always within the correct style, but it just, gives me ideas. This one I think it's a little bit too simple. I really like this one because it has like a you can clearly see its head, right, which reads really nicely if it's like a silhouette, and especially since if you look at the game and at the view that we have, like the duck will be quite small, right? So it will need to have some sort of pronounced shape to it, right? So I really like this one. This is actually a seagull, but I really like the style of this one as well. We'll just see where it ends up. And I put in some regular ducks, right? There's like this meme where if you're an artist and you need to draw a table, you look at reference of a table. I'm like, what does a duck even look like? See, this one's actually, I think, a bit too simple and too squarey for what we're going for. But let's just, let's just jump into it. I will keep this. No, not this one. This one on my third monitor here. Let's try not to put it over the stream. All right. Let's hop into Blender. I don't know if any of you also use Blender, but I always right away delete those things. That's probably something that you can really easily change, right? When you make a new scene, then you don't have that, but whatever. Okay, so I'm making this up as we are going right now, right? So I've not prepared anything other than the fact that we're going to make a duck and how's it going to work. So let's just check it out. And I'm also not like a super 3D modeler. So let's start with the body, right? So a duck, it's a little bit, I don't know, let's start with some basic shapes right here. You know what I find really annoying? I know that it's like G, but I don't know. I always like to have the, what do you call it? Like the gizmo right here, right? That Unity also has. I don't know, I just like the gizmo. Let's call the layer duck for now. I've been seeing a lot of cool names. I actually like Rufus. Said that. I like it. All right. Check it out. So duck has a bit of a rounded. So we'll add an edge loop here, I guess. Although where the feet stick out. I do like the fact, if you look at this one, this duck, that it has really long legs. Like these legs are a bit shorter, and these are actually a lot shorter. I kind of like the long legs. I really feel like they flop in, like when he walks and wiggling, like really like the what's the duck dance, right? He really flops around. I really like this. Flop, 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 flop. Let me put it back. All right, duck. He also has like this narrow neck, which I think is really nice. All right, duck shape. Let's go back to the duck shape. Yeah, I also think Blender's a bit tricky. I always get this one wrong as well. So you see me do that like 200 million times. Get the shape a bit of like a duck. Which plane is this? Do I have it turned around? It actually... I'm already making duck sounds. Right? Just looking at my reference every once in a while just to see if we can block out the shape, right? And if we want to make it a little bit more round. If you look at the model of Carly, she is actually quite low poly, right? Perhaps you can get away with this. Let me try and add some feet. Make a new cube, I think. Just extrude it up. We actually won't need that face, so you can delete it. Delete the face. I think I'll keep the bottom faces because if you like really goes and flop with his feet, you might see it. You must voice the duck. I will do a voice of the duck. And I'm also really roughing it right now, which should be fine. See, if you want like an articulate leg for super low poly, this should be fine. Actually, should put that edge loop later. Right, like this. Put an edge loop in here, and then I think we can just extrude this face. Could be just as simple as that. Check it out. That is actually not that bad. Now, a duck would have, if I put up my reference again, oh, not full screen, right? It has like these pronounced toes. I guess that's what they are. Toes. Right? Toes, but I think at the scale that we are talking about, I think I'm not even gonna kind of bother. I think this should be fine. I do like it if the legs are a little bit straighter. So, and also this is not like a tutorial on how to do stuff, but if you have questions, you can always drop them in the chat and perhaps I'll answer them a little bit later. But we're just making stuff for the game, right? Making a duck. No, not rotate, scale. This scales down the entire foot, which I'm not per se really. Does a duck actually have something behind it? Oh, they have like these nails on their toes as well. That is kind of freaky, actually. Nevertheless, we'll make this right leg. We'll rotate it a little bit. No, that will be really hard to animate and rig later if we start to rotate things right now. So we'll just do that later. This is actually his left leg. Sorry. And I think we'll just, for now, at least add a mirror modifier to it. And now he has 2 legs. Just crazy, right? Since this is my first time streaming, I need to get used to a lot of stuff, right? And so I have the chat right here, which I'll pop the chat in here. So I sort of look at the camera when I look at the chat, right? There's a question, is Blender hard to learn? I'm sort of inclined to say no, but yes. For me, it was really hard. I've always been modeling in 3ds Max, but then, of course, with licensing fees and with everything coming with that, 3ds Max got super expensive. It was like, or is even still, a couple of €1,000 per year. And at that time, our studio needed to scale down, and so we stepped away from that. And I started modeling less and less, and started doing more game design and more content design and more level design, stuff like that. So I didn't model for a very long time. And then we had hired some new people, and they were working in Blender. So when I started making more content again, I was sort of, I wouldn't say forced, but it was sort of expected for me to also go to Blender. And so I tried Blender, and if you're coming from everything that I still remembered and knew from 3ds Max, it was like, you know, I actually admire them, and I think it's really great that they try and give this piece of software for free, which is amazing. But I do sometimes feel, especially working with it, they just try to do too much, right? They try to be like video editing software. They try to be modeling software. They even at some point had this whole game engine in it with visual scripting. You could code in here. It's a lot of everything. And I think if they would just focus a little bit more on just perhaps the modeling and the maybe not even sculpting. Well, although it's really good to have like a free sculpting tool, but should focus a little bit more on that. I think it would really benefit the product, actually. Oh, I get this question. There's a team. Who else is part of the team? No, Cherry Nugget. It's just me. It's not a team. I was talking about my office work, because I also still work a full-time job as an everything, I guess, is what I am. I mostly do game design and content design, like level design. But I used to do everything. So, I mean, that team. No, this I'm just creating in my free time and in the evenings, as I'm doing right now. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see if we can get this neck. Look at that neck. Every time I say the word neck, I need to think of, I guess most of you will know the Corridor Crew, and they had this VFX artist react video. So I'm checking if I want to do it like this and then extrude. Would that look weird? It does look about right. It actually already looks like a duck. I love it. See, this is, I don't know. I love making stuff like this. It's really easy. Although I do like this aesthetic sort of, but it feels, if I pull up the reference again, it feels a bit less like this, but a bit more like this, right? You can see what happens if we just give him like a big bulbous head, I guess. We can check out what happens. Let's put in an edge loop. Oh, it's very skewed. Wait, when did that happen? When did that happen? Let me make these cuts. When did that happen? I think I must have accidentally pulled it. I'm also, see, why Blender? Why? Right. And I'm also not at this stage, so exactly the same with Carly. I'm not necessarily concerned with nice topology and doing everything like super neatly, like also having those edge loops down here. I'm just at this point in development, I'm just trying to put together as much as I can and just try stuff out, right? And so, but I really wanted to make this duck with y'all today. This next should be a bit longer. So you should, actually one thing that I do need to take into account at this point. So this is the camera angle right here, right? And so if we, it's a little, let me see, it's 42. So it's a little less than 45 degrees. So when you look at the duck, it would be actually really nice if you could see his feet, right, when he was walking. So those are things that I'm trying to think about, because you can't see his legs right now, but I think he would have to be super high up if you want to see his legs. See, I'm still automatically pressing W, which is select circle. I don't even. All right. No, pressing W again. Why? Why? Yeah, so if you want to see some legs, then he would have to. He would be more of a stork. So we'll just put it like this. I think if he walks towards you, you will see his legs. We might be able to pull him. Oh, not shrink him. No, stop pressing W. It's. I honestly cannot wrap my head around that. Why is not like in every software W is move except for in Blender where it's G. I don't even know. Yes. Let's extend the leg up as well. No. Just for this. So this leg is in there. I'll just keep those separate. Okay. I did make a bend in the knee, but I think it would be really funny, like somebody also said that in the chat, if he just flops about. I think that wouldn't even mean he would have to bend his like bend his knee. He could just move his whole feet. Well, we'll see when we'll start reading him. All right. I actually like the look of this. Could try and oh, make that stupid circle again. Oh no, we're going to give him like a full on head. Let's see how that goes. Just oh, and I'm sorry if my keyboard is like super loud. I do love a mechanical keyboard, but I've been told that it is enormously loud along normals. Just to give it like a little bit of a. Is that better? What do you guys think? Is that better or more like this style? Can I redo? Oh, let's redo. Shift. It's not redoing. Okay. I think it's nice if he has a bit more pronounced head like this. I could try and pull this one down a little bit. Kind of like that. Like the long neck one more. You know what? You know what we'll do? It's the power of Grayskull. What is it? Shifty. We'll make a comparison. I need to try not to make that sound all stream. Let's give him a bill. Is what it's called, right? Like the beak? Is it a beak or a bill? Bill? Is that proper terminology? Let's see. Can I also then move this? Whoa. No. It's a bit oddly shaped. We'll have to. Oh. I'll have to correct this. We also have the back pieces. I think this is right. I do feel that now, if we go this route, it needs a bit of a longer neck. It's a bill, right? Yeah. Big brain. Let's keep it up like this. Then I do feel that I need to give this a fair chance. I am leaning a bit more towards this, at least for now. I need to give this one a fair chance as well, and at least make it just as pretty. I do think having an edge loop in the neck would be beneficial either way. Well, Tyler's asking if we're also implementing it. I hope we can do a super simple NavMesh agent implementation as well on stream. I'm not intending to stream like 5 hours, but we're like, oh, we're already 15 minutes in and we already have sort of a duck. So I think we should be fine to do it in about 2 hours or something like that. Let me see. I also do feel if this were the final style, then it should be a bit longer. Oh. And perhaps, yeah, so I was thinking his neck, would he actually even need an edge loop here? Would he be able to bend his neck, or would it just be sort of a like a full-on motion, right, from his head down? I think, of course, regular duck, they can bend their necks, right? But I don't know, this more stylized style. Actually, not too mad about this. This could actually, if we put these two down, he already has some natural space for his. What is going on here? Why does that keep happening? That is weird. No, I think you can actually. This is what this G is really nice for. So if you're doing Blender, the G, you can move it around the vertices. Did I ever get around to answering the question if Blender's hard to learn? Can't remember if I did. But, so, for me, moving from another piece of software has some getting used to, right? But I think the same as with every software, you just need to make stuff with it and get into it. That's actually looking pretty good. I'm not giving this one the same love. I think I'm falling for the big head thing. Let me take a look at a bill. It's sort of a... Let's also make that one separate. And I do think... I'm doubting right now the fact if we should make it like he can open his bill and do like bah! You should be able to do that, of course, if he stays in the game and if we start working with it, he should be able to. It actually already looks like a duck. I am amazed by how fast we can make a duck. It's a bit in the middle of his face, actually. Like a proper bill sticks out on both sides. Look at this. Oh, crap. I forgot to do set origin. Like this. Otherwise we'll have a problem animating it. I wonder if I like it better when it was inside his face. I think I like this better. Now, a real bill sort of has a... it should be rotated, I guess. What is happening here? Why? So we actually don't need these faces. What I was trying to do... See, this is telling me that the face is crooked. Why is the face... Is it crooked? Doesn't look like it. Even though, you know what we could do? Since it is symmetrical, let's just cut the whole thing in half. That way we also only need to make one wing, which might be nice. So we'll just delete half of the model. Since I modeled it exactly at the origin, I should be able to mirror. Oh, it's not exactly at the origin. Can't really tell if y'all are screaming, "What are you doing?" I guess there are people. Oh, the player could name the duck. My eyes fell on that comment. I actually really like that. Since it is sort of supposed to be Carly's pet, right? Wait, why is this still crooked? I think the beak is crooked. What is happening? What is happening here? How is this even possible? We're just gonna mirror everything. Why is there a... There's something really, really weird going on around here. That is weird. Whatever. Let's not get stuck on it. No. No. Yes. See? Now it has the weird thing. All right. Duck petting simulator. Yes. Yes. I actually kind of like it. I'm not going to put a texture on him. We'll just do some simple vertex coloring for now. I know someone said give him big googly eyes. We could, for fun, give him big googly eyes for now. I think I want to go the same route. Oh, we are still in the beak. In the beak. I love doing stuff like this. You know, you should be having fun with the things you make. If it's not fun to make, then don't don't make it. If it's not fun to make, don't make it. That's, I think. No, first select the whole thing. Oh, this should be bigger actually. Oh, you know what? Small dot eyes on the side. Does a duck have eyes on the side of his head? Like a real duck? Oh yeah. If you look here. Is it? I think these are. Oh, that's interesting. I actually did not realize that his eyes were supposed to be on the side of his head. Wow, that just makes him really freaky. But if I would implement it like for real, I would still. Ooh, that's actually really tricky because now his head geometry is not really. It looks kind of like him. I'm saying it's a him. It's not necessarily a him. That is actually something I did not think about. What we could do possibly is break his neck. Just let's not take that geometry into account, but let's compare this as well. Yeah, so that's something I'm not really sure about. Perhaps I shouldn't really worry about it. But if he has like these tiny eyes, oh, that might actually still be visible. But then rounding off his head like that. Of course, not the neck. We need to fix the neck part, right? Let's see if we can fix the geometry and see how it looks. So we will need to. I think we just need to collapse these two vertices. Merge them. No, merge them at the center. And then can I move this one up? No. Ooh, metal plate him. Let's just roughly position this. No. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to figure out. Oh yeah, so this view, but then from the other side. I know there's like this shortcut key for it, but this would be fine. Merge that one. This is actually fine. Give him a little bit more. Although I feel like it should be going up. This one as well. A little bit more shape to his head, I guess. You know, and you can tweak models like this, you can tweak them like endlessly, right? Like the Carly model took me definitely a couple of days. And she's not perfect. Oh, wait. Let's keep the bill like static for now, right? Let's create some better eyes. I kind of like it. I'm gonna do the head. I'll delete this one. Do I have a cube? This is a bill. Bill. That's not looking too shabby. Would it be nice if his neck... Ooh. Mm. No, straight would be better for the aesthetic. I'm not necessarily super fond of this shape. I think this is better. Then it should be more. This is better. I think so. Let's move his bill down then. I do want that stylized look, right? A little bit. Like it shouldn't. Well, of course, it's quite low poly, right? So it doesn't necessarily look like an actual duck, but it shouldn't look like a duck as well. You know what would be nice? Could give him a helmet. Oh. Like the motorcycle helmet. Yeah, let's give that a whirl. Yeah, there are better ways to do this, but let's do it like this for now. Like a helmet like that, is that funny? I don't even know. So there is some gameplay attached to this as well, right? So I was thinking that it might be really cool if you could, if like the duck would have some sort of a beacon, because we are sort of still in a tech world, right? So he would have a beacon, and you could leave him at places and then teleport back to him, or call him over. So you could like leave him at strategic places, and then use your duck to get back to a spot. What is this? Oh, there's still a face. There's a face in his face. What's his face? Hey, thought I deleted that as well. Oh, right, now I've created this thing. I forgot. How do we do that again? I could just do it like this. No. Why is that not? Is that level or is that not level? That. This is not a nice way of modeling this, but it's just to try it out. Just to try it out. See if a hat's actually, if I like a hat. Perhaps I should not put anything on his. Oh, his name should be Waypoint. That's awesome though. If he's like a beacon, that is a cool name. Waypoint. I like that. How's a helmet? It's a bit more over your face, right? That should be actually rounded a little bit more then. Oh. This is some really nasty ball. I mean, if I like it. It is funny though. It is funny, but let's not, at this point in time, let's just keep him. Although you know what would be really nice, which I might actually, I give him a little feather. Wow. Rotate in the eye. 90? No, X. Give him a little feather on his head. Oh, that's the origin again. I always keep forgetting. Let's see how we make a really fast feather like this. Let's scale this up. Let's make it a little bit thicker. Just a super simple feather. Perhaps two. Throw the duck. That would be awesome. Shift D. A bit like it. Or is he starting to look more like a bunny? Perhaps he should be more on the back of his. Maybe I shouldn't fuss about these kind of details at this point, but you can always add them later. Right. Let's. Oh wait, we were. Oh man, I am not usually this all over the place. Just so you know. Well, perhaps I am a little bit. Big round eyes. Yeah, that could work. Well, not this big, of course, but more the shape of us. Or should we then make them just cubes? Did you actually see the fact that this is round? Let's see if I add a mirror modifier to this. He's looking goofy. Oh, I added the feathers in the, or the eyes in the feathers again. That's not good. Feathers. Eyes. I think it should be a bit smaller though. A bit more, what's that called? Oblong. A bit more oblong like this. And his head is of course a bit tilted back, so we should move it back a little bit. Yeah, that's looking nice actually. Let's give him some wings. And perhaps we could even like give him some, at some point, give him some tech. As in modifications. No, this is wrong because we should, his wings, although I think his wings should be rounded right here. Wait, what am I doing? They should be separate from his body because he will need to be able to fold them back. And so one of the other reasons that I went with a bird pet is because, of course, it's like a platformer, right? So I figured, and that's my brain, you could either have something that can slither and climb up walls and chase Carly like that, or you would always have to like carry the companion and the pet around, which I'm not particularly fun of because I like playing with the pet, right? Like leaving him somewhere and then being able to do something with that. So I figured you would either need something that could fly because it would be able to chase her up platforms and stuff like that. So like a bird, or have something, like I said, that could slither up walls and crawl like a spider or a centipede or whatever. And I'm not a big fan of bugs, so I settled on a bird. And I figured, like lore-wise, with the water being, with the world being mostly water and all the cities sunk and stuff like that, I figured, actually thinking about it, right? So in a post-apocalyptic setting, like a water world setting, like birds, and especially water birds, would thrive, right? Because they can swim, they can fly to places with food, they can live on the water, they can, well, perhaps I'm completely wrong, but wings. Let me check my reference really fast. So I do need to think about how I'm modeling this right now, because you should keep in mind when you make something like this, when you put bones in it, it will of course stretch, and it will basically do something like this, right? So it will, well, basically fuck up the entire model. Can have a look though what it sort of looks like. Is that shape right? Where does a duck have its wings? Like, it's more on the side, not on the top, right? So let's move this one over. Let's grab this one. Have you all been screaming that in the stream? This is actually better. It also looks better right away. We can give him some end feathers. I don't know. With words like that, I'm struggling with the English, guys. I'm sorry. Like end feathers? But hey, there is a stray face right over here. Is that connected to anything? That's something I keep finding weird about Blender, right? Like if you extrude, but then you cancel it, it sort of snaps back, but it's still extruded. So you think, oh, let me cancel my extrude, but it's still extruded. So that's weird. So the same goes for this wing. Like I was saying, if he needs to fold it back. So what I usually do in cases where I'm super low poly modeling, I will just add, and again, this is not a tutorial, everyone. There are amazing tutorials. Oh, why does that not work? Just make the cut. Why is he not making the cut? I think because he feels like it should be one thing. No. Why can't I make a cut? All right, so I can make a cut over there. Can I make an edge loop? I can. That is weird. That was really weird. It doesn't really matter. And then we'll do it like this. So if we sort of create this. Oh, I know what's going on. Is there still? Remember when I said, oh, if you extrude it, then, and you press, press escape, it's still actually extruded? Well, it is actually extruded still. All right, so now it should be good. Can I also cut it right now? I can. Amazing. All right, so for the 5th time, if we make merge last, sort of a triangle right here, and have like a face here at the front, you can actually, when we start and animate it, we can actually pivot it around. This, of course, it won't do because it will stay right here, but it can pivot around that edge, and it will look neater when it's sort of, how you say, weight painted, I hope. But you can see now it sort of has the extra geometry to fold back, which might be really nice. Which might work. I think it might work. Like in the corner of my eye, I keep seeing this mad duck. I don't know what he's from, but I'll put it to another. I don't know what he's from, but I thought it was a funny thing. So I don't want to make edge loops all the way around because I think that would be a shame. But we do want to split this one up in, this one in 3s. Now that we don't have the, let's call it fingers, I guess, yet. Let's give his wing think that looks fine. I do think this angle looks a bit weird, but I'm wondering if you would see. You know what I just realized? If I do his wings like this, he won't be able to fly. He will just be able to go like from the side of his body. That might actually look really funny, but I think his wings need to be like this way out, right? Like this, so that he can actually fly. All right, so how do we do that? But it can also fold, so it's basically attached only to one point here. You can have it rotate, but that won't look really nice. Especially not since it's attached. I'm seeing a question come by if this is my first game. Well, it is not my first game that I ever made. I've been working in the games industry for over 13 years. So I've worked on a lot of especially serious games and education games. Try to make them as fun as possible. So, and I started Cherry Nugget because I wanted to, you know, learn how to program, because that's one thing that I haven't been really doing. And so before I started working on Junkworld, I released Paper Runner, which is it's just an endless runner on mobile, but I learned a ton. You can actually download it if you look for Paper Runner. It's a robot game. There's a trailer on my channel as well. So this is the second game that I'm definitely 100% on intending on finishing and shipping, but it is not my first game. All right, so this wing won't actually work. That's a shame. The idea was really nice. But then I also won't need that edge loop. Oh no, we're an hour into the stream and we're stuck on a wing. How is this even possible? You know what? We'll just, in a little while, if we figure out the wing situation, before we rig it and animate it, we'll just pop into Unity and see if we can have this zombie-like duck. Whoa, that's not what I meant. I meant to say dissolve edge. Duck walk. Oh, I just had a great idea. Sorry, I'll finish my sentence first. Have this sentient duck walking after Carly. What I just figured out, I don't know, somebody's already said it, you can just have a separate wing. That's a much better idea than trying to... Is it though? So I'm constantly, when I'm making decisions like this, thinking about like a couple of steps ahead, right? So we need to animate it, but we can just not weight paint the end of the wing, which is inside, we'll make inside of the duck so that it doesn't get this detached, not detached, detached from the model. Just pressing random keys at this point. I want to scale it in the X, no, in the Z, no, in the Y axis. Now we can also then make the fingers. So if you make this the wing, wait. Should always try and work on the big shapes first. So what does a wing actually look like? The low poly wings doesn't really matter. So I'm guessing we won't need this one, but we'll sort of make it this part, no. This part sticking to the model, and then we'll... So if you look at the top, it's more of a, let me get some reference in here. It's not really, so it's more or less narrow over here, wide in the middle, and then narrow at the end as well. rotated preview. So we should have this one here, and then we'll have to move this one here. Ah, but he has more like the real duck, of course, has like feathers all the way around it, but we want to have like the more stylized look. So it's sort of the 3 end feathers. I think that would be. I'll definitely just clip that sound out of the stream and use it in the game. Do we have 3 feathers then? Let's see. Perhaps 3 is too much at this scale. Wait. Let me first check out how it looks with the wing on the duck. See, it extruded again. It did it again. Why? Why though? That's weird, right? Let's add a modifier to this. Mirror. It's a bit chunky. So we'll keep like this end part, we'll keep it like in the model so that we can keep that part static when you fold down the wing. I rotated my reference. Yeah, so it could be up here. So thinking ahead again, because I would really like him to be able and tuck his wings, right? Although Carly also like walks semi T-pose. But you could figure that he could rotate his wings like this. No, like this. And then just, yeah, I think that would work. I think he would need a little bit extra geometry right here though to actually make that work, but we'll see in a little while. Let's go inside the duck. It's just a little bit longer so that it sticks. All right, I think for a simple duck, we could give him some color really quickly, because that would be nice. Or shall we just import them into Unity? Should we do that? Let's just do that. All right. Export it as an FBX. I already made a folder. Companion. Call this one model. Model companion. I'll just keep his name companion. We want all the selected objects, only the mesh. I actually made a preset for this, but this is for an animated model, but these things are already, should be good. I actually didn't reference the size of this thing, so he might be just as large as Carly right now. I think we need to tweak his body shape a little bit wide at the front, now that I'm looking at it. Wait, what's this? More random faces. Why are there random faces everywhere? I'm hearing some strange building noises, but it's like 10 o'clock. Like, who's building at this? Construction noises, not building noises. Buildings don't make noises. At least supposed to. That's reading a bit better. Perhaps we can also make his neck appear a little bit rounder. We could do that also by just moving this whole thing up a little bit like this. Although that does sort of take a little bit away from the low poly aesthetic, because it looks more like a tube, but I do think for a duck like this, we should also set it to smooth. Whoa, perhaps not. Maybe. Smooth duck. He's a smooth criminal. Of course, the smoothing now, like, it really makes for a weird line in the middle, but that would be fine. All right, let's export this guy again. Model companion, yeah, that should be good. And let's hop into Unity. I'm honestly a little bit scared of to do live on stream because, as I said, you know, I'm learning how to program. I'm learning how to do all these things. So if I have to Google stuff like a million times, bear with me. All right, game assets, characters. Oh, this is also a look into my structured structure, which is not structured. We have a duck. Drag him in. Where's the duck? Don't crash. Oh, this is the game view. Lol. He is quantifiably huge. Is he huge? He is kind of huge. Is that fun? I heard some people say, ride the duck, which I think is also cool, but I do feel like, okay, let's say you have a duck this big. I think this is too big, right? See also what I mean with the perspective? You can actually just see his feet, which I really like. Let's try it out. Double or nothing. Let's go. All right, so this is way too small because now you can't really see him. 0.8. Now he's also still... He's still quite a large... 0.7. Of course, he's now, you know, it's also weird because he's like gray right now. Let's give him a really quick color. At least his body. So we'll add some vertex color. Oh, he already has material. Shading. Again, this is not a tutorial on how to do this. Let's see here. Oh, are we still on the line? I just got this notification that I was offline. Is the stream still going? We'll see if the stream is still going. We'll see at the end of the thing. At the end of the stream. Yes, so this one, vertex. Add some cavity just so we can see a little bit better. We'll go into vertex. No, not a vertex paint. Edit mode. We'll just, what color are ducks? Yes. Oh, it's still going. All right, good. Scared me there for a little bit. A brown duck. Ducks are actually Like his green head. Camera lagged for a second. Yeah, he said I was offline, which is weird. Let's make his head green. Vertex paint. We'll just, I'm not necessarily intending him. Well, it's already starting to be a him, right? Because these are like male duck colors. I'm not necessarily intending it to be like a standard duck, but let's for now indulge in giving him standard duck colors. He's looking kind of funny though. I like it. Does this one already have? No. So this is one of those things. If you select everything, then end with this and press A. Apply data, right? No. Any Blender uses here? How do I like copy the material to? Wasn't it so Control Shift A? Control A? No. How to do that? Whoop. Let me Google that really quick. I don't want a video of multiple hours. Go to the material tag. Oh, can you just do it like that? Copy to selected. Did that work? No, I don't think that worked. Control L. Oh yeah, object data. Well, that's not good. Let's just only do the materials. All right. That looked horrific for a second. It's always funny to see like super awkwardly rigged characters like, completely being destroyed. I like that. Now it switches between I'm not too keen on this color scheme, but for now. Hey, why is it? Ooh, why is it not color picking? Nice. And you can do with this, you can do super nice stuff like, for instance, let's take his wing. If you were to just like select these two edges, you do the vertex paint, you just set this to be a little bit darker. You can have like a gradient on him, and we can do that like everywhere, but for now it's just to see him a little bit better. I am amazed at how it's all coming together. Ooh, that makes him look freaky. All right, now it should be as simple as just exporting him again. A white tail. Colors are all messed up. No, I don't want to name the companion. And I have a toon lit vertex shader. Oh wait, metal one. If we duplicate this one, and I am not necessarily a big fan of this shader. How did I do that again? Because it does not need an edge brightness. Oh no. Well, let's just give him a regular. Hey, what's happening, Unity? Why are you not? Does Unity have a standard vertex color material? It does, right? Vertex lit, unlit vertex color. Wow, why is it so flushed out? Is that because of my lighting settings? I think it is. Super flushed out. It's weird. If I make this a vertex lit. Awesome. Those are not working. Why doesn't it show? Oh, well. Oh, it's the Pro Builder. Oh. There you have it. This is me game deving, like trying stuff at random. You know what I did? Just realized. Oh, can't I? We could just. Totally play with the duck, I think. We should. We're playing with the duck. Okay, so that is amazing. All right, but in all seriousness. Oh wait, let's bring Carly back though. We have a duck. All right. A couple of things that we need to do. I do have once, of course, made an enemy which can walk after a player. Let's try that one first. So I think I call it a chasing enemy. Enemy chasing. This one relies on. Oh, it actually needs an animator and a death particle pool. And it relies on the NavMesh agent. Why? Unity, I just want to reorder the script. Why is that not possible? That is weird, right? I just want to reorder the scripts. But whatever. It's not a humanoid, it's a duck. I do not have duck settings on the NavMesh agent. But we do need to adjust the radius a little bit bigger. Oh, like, oh, I already start to remember. I'm a little bit scared to open this script, but I will do it anyway. All right. Oh, it doesn't look that bad. So it, yeah, I figured. It draws a gizmo, which is, what does it draw? The chase range. Yeah, so this was originally an enemy, which if you would come within his chasing range, he would start chasing you. And I think I just made it super simple. In the update, if it isn't chasing, yeah, it would simply set the destination to the player transform, and which in this case it is Carly, and then it would check the range distance, and it would simply... Oh, this is such a nice code. It would simply check the distance between its position and the position of the player to see if you walked out of its range, so it would stop chasing you. But of course, in the case of the duck, it should never stop chasing you. It does expect an animator though. That's because I think the enemy does expect an animator. Yeah, because it simply... Oh, if it's not, no. Alright, find player with tag. Can do this differently, but whatever. NavMesh agent. We could actually see what it does right now. If it doesn't crash. If it doesn't crash, then and it chases you, then we have... Oh no, wait. Yeah. So it didn't crash, which is a good thing, but it also didn't chase us. And that's because I don't think I generated a NavMesh. So the NavMesh agent, for those who have never used it, it is a pretty decent tool, which basically creates sort of auto AI in Unity fairly easily. Bake, clear. How does this work again? Object all, mesh renders, floor, navigation static. Should be walkable, right? And then you should bake it, and then it will, yes. So now it has created this blue mesh, and that basically shows you all the places that a NavMesh agent can walk on. And since our duck is a NavMesh agent, you should be able to walk on this. And he's chasing us. He is ridiculously slow, but he will be chasing us. I think at some point he will stop. Yeah, so now he stopped, because if we go to the scene and we check the companion, then we are now outside of his like chasing range. But as soon as we step in it, he starts walking. Hey! I'm actually really excited that it works. That is funny. All right, let's see if we can, because he's like ridiculously slow. I'm not sure if this updates live. Does it? Oh, so there's a super... This acceleration, does it need to be like big, or does it need to be... He has no 0 acceleration. No, okay, so like instant acceleration. So now he is actually really fast. If we tweak it, like, and I think I actually coded in... Let's not look at the enemy, but the chasing enemy. So check range distance. This actually does 2 things. So I believe, right? Yeah, so it checks chase distance, attack range. Yeah, so it was of course an enemy. So I named it attack range. I think we might just copy paste this script and create a new script. But what it does is it has an attack range. Oh, the enemy itself has an attack range. Yeah, so this is also a sphere. I'm not sure if we draw it. No, we don't draw it. But what it does, it sort of stops the enemy, or in this case the duck, from actually walking into Carly, because we of course say every update, we say, all right, so your new position is the position of Carly. So, but that would mean that he would actually walk onto the same spot and actually stand inside of Carly, which is not something that we want. Now he turns atrociously slowly. Can you fix that? I think you can, right? Or not? Oh, it actually has a stopping distance. I've never seen this one. Is this like an integrated stopping distance from its position? If I put this to 10. Wow, it's in Unity. It is called stopping distance. That is amazing. All right. Is angular speed? Is that how fast he turns? Yeah, we need to fix. We'll eventually have to fix this. That you can walk through him, because that's. You should be able to stand on his head though. So now I'm not really sure. So we have 11, 500, 125. Yeah. 11, 500, 125. There should be, of course, a way to do this. So we'll just first give him a simple box glider. Because the duck is looking like a box. Why is it not boxing you in properly? He is kind of big though. Does that matter? Although if I do it like this, I think we should give him a collision box like this, so that you can always walk through his head, sort of, but stand on his back. Get a little bit of drink here. And he's chasing after you. All right. And that only took, what time is it now? It's 10 o'clock. 1.5 hours? Are we streaming 1.5 hours already? Is that something you can, is that something I can see right here? Actually, don't know. But we have a duck and it's chasing you. But so the thing would be, right, as of now, with the NavMesh agent as it is set up right now, if you would, can we really quickly recreate that? But navigation, right? So this is one giant NavMesh right now. But if this were like 2 platforms, you can actually, as you can see right here, set a jumping distance so they could actually jump, and that becomes really awkward if you have like precision platforming and multiple platforms all around the level. Then you wouldn't actually be able to, like, I think at least, chase you in a way that looks good. So I want to keep this range implementation as it is right now, that if you exit his range, and so the duck won't be able to jump from platform to platform, but if you exit his range, he will fly to you and just land next to you. I actually think he's a little bit too big. I don't know about you, but I think he is a little bit too big. Oh, he's actually, he was his original size again. Perhaps I can push his height a little bit more. That is cool, right? I think we can actually, as you can see, I made a blob shadow for Carly. I think we can actually make this blob shadow for Ducky as well. That would always follow him. Pick up the duck. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so I think I'll leave the animating for now, since we're going at it for 1.5 hours, but I can, so I've been working on some new features, right? Trying out some different things regarding the building system, but I could, but I'm not really sure if that would work. So I was prototyping one thing. I can make this duck a piece of junk. All right. I'm not really sure what happens if I do that, but that would. Oh wait, no. Okay. So the duck itself is not an interactable, so it needs to be an interactable if I want to be able to, of course, pick that piece of junk up. Ah, that's so bad. Oh wait, he doesn't have. He doesn't have. Oh yeah. Okay, so in that case, does that? I think the NavMesh agent might actually be messing that up. Should be able to interact with the duck. Why can't I interact with the duck? What is wrong with the duck? Oh, he's actually moved to the ignore raycast layer. Why is that? It is active. It also has a small explosion. Why does it move to the ignore raycast layer? When does it do that again? Tractable object. Because it is deactivated. Why is it deactivated? Why? Why, ducky, are you deactivated? Who's calling deactivate on my duck? It is active. It is active. Oh, my button press is deactivating. I've been messing with this system. Oh, the button overlays are also off. Why are the button overlays off? So I've been messing with this system actually this afternoon a little bit. Aw, so we can't pick up the duck? Oh, there is interaction on the duck. Aw, that's so sad. So sad I'm not able to pick up the duck. I don't know why. Well, now I'm kind of inclined to make that work, actually. Picking up the duck. Let me check out if I can. Oh, no. So I have this simple cog. It's a gear, right? I should be able to pick this one up. See? I can actually pick this gear up. I can drop it. Don't. I'm 90% sure I'm not going to do anything with that feature, but nevertheless, I want to pick up the duck. Why can't I pick up the duck? Wait, where's the gear? See, I can actually pick it up. So I should be able to pick up the duck. Why can't I pick up the duck? Duck, why aren't you pick upable? But apparently the duck is not a piece of junk. That is, I think, something that we have learned today. I have no. Yes. Let's just, for the sake of things, ragdoll on the duck. Oh, that would be really cool. Would be really sad though. Like if you have combat and you accidentally hit your duck, that would be really sad. He's already chasing you everywhere you go. Can you imagine? It's a bit weird though why the colors are so super flushed out. Actually, don't know why. We need to be able to pick up the duck. Picking up the duck will actually be a very important feature, and we will need to be able to pick up the duck. Perhaps you could even put it in your backpack. I don't know. Yeah, I heard you say that. I also read the gear has a rigid body, but that's not. That's actually not a prerequisite for picking up a piece of junk. I'm actually not really sure why. it had a trigger ball. See, and that's the thing when you do stuff like crazy stuff like this on the on a live stream, it never works. So I'm already amazed that the duck is following you. That is amazing, right? So you basically have a duck following you around. That is crazy. That is legitimately crazy. Let's check really quickly if we can. So why are the... Because the colors here are actually really... They're flat, right? It should be at least a little comparable to this. Why is that? The duck. This one's actually called the duck. Is it because it's also the Pro Builder vertex? Like, where are all the color? Like, no, it's like a complete. Oh, here. Unlit. Can't it just have the vertex colors? You need a vertex shader for that. I know, but so this gives it a color. How do I make that? Make it a little bit in between. Oh, well, this is the lighting cutoff. Edge lighting. I do kind of like this. It gives it a nice feel, this toon shader, but it also has like some strange things. These colors are still really flat though. I'm not really sure why that is. Looks a bit better. See, it has this strange... I don't necessarily really like that. It's weird. Although, it can be a lighting thing, of course, because Carly is... She has a texture on her. It's weird though. The duck should always be... Should the duck always be looking at you? I'm not really sure. Should be walking around you though. See, in the NavMesh agent, it of course has some strange behavior. Like when you walk past it, it doesn't really do anything and it jerks around a little bit. I think you can circumvent that by... What I could do is like set waypoints, which is funny if the duck would be called waypoint. Instead of walking towards the player like all the time, he would be more sort of searching. Like, oh, going towards that waypoint, that waypoint, that waypoint, that waypoint, that waypoint. Might actually be really interesting. And of course now he doesn't walk. But I'm not 100% sure. Oh, and his feathers aren't double-sided. That's also not so nice. You can actually see them. Can't see them from behind. Repair. No, I don't want to repair right now. Seeing all kinds of secret stuff here. All right, team. We have a duck, and it is following you. We will definitely need to be able to pick up the duck. I think it should sit on your head, right? Just Simply, if you pick up the duck, it should just be as simple as because where else would you carry your duck? It bobs around like a chicken's head, right? Oh man. Yes, this is pure gold. This is the pinnacle. No. If if we do this, then there must be a glide feature. Oh no, now I have to implement glide. If you have your duck on your head. Do we need glide then? What do you think? Glide. Ooh. Or should you then be hanging? No, not by his legs. I really like the way this looks actually. It's worth it. Yes, it is. I think it also is worth it. I also figured because I was thinking about like using him as a waypoint and putting him like leaving him to wait at a certain place that he would start screaming at you like from the offside of the screen as you can see because he's like waiting for you and he's angry if you leave him there too long. I don't know. I think he would be a sassy duck. Oh, gliding. Junkworld definitely has 50% more duck than any other game. It will have, at least. All right. All right, team. I think I'm going to end the stream here. Honestly, for a first time streaming and making something like this, I had a ton of fun. I'm not sure about you guys. Oh, the chat has gone. I don't know. Where's the chat? Where's the chat? Here's the chat. No, where's the chat? Oh, there's the chat. I had a lot of fun actually implementing something, making something on the stream. We made a duck and it looks awesome. It really, really, really looks good. And I think it's always a good sign if something that you implement breathes ideas like if it sits on my head I can glide. I will use it as a waypoint. You need to be able to pick it up and throw it because that would actually make a lot of sense if he's a waypoint that you can put him somewhere to teleport to. You know, if something breathes ideas like that, it's a good thing. And I think this is something like that. So I would love to thank everybody for dropping in on the stream. If you're watching this in a rewatch, thanks for watching. Right? I'm inclined to say that I will do this again because, again, I thought it was a lot of fun. I was also really nervous since this is my first ever stream. But you know what? I like it. So I'll just say it outright. Let's do another stream sometimes. We'll work on something else, maybe work on the duck again. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for coming up with ideas. Thanks for being a part of this. And again, thanks for the 1,000 subs. Already more than 1,000 subs, which is, again, amazing. So, thank you all for coming. Thanks for watching. Pick up the duck fan art. I love it. And I will see you in the next one.